It seems like Rick Sammon has mastered time travel. The guy is everywhere, yet he still gets more done than anyone I know. Well, in this interview, we find out exactly how he does it. Hey folks, I'm here with my good friend, also known as the Godfather of Photography, Mr. Rick Sammon. So Rick and I were just having a conversation a second ago, just catching up before he leaves the country yet again to go to India. And I was asking him, basically the basis of my question was, I went on my first international long-term trip to a third world country where connectivity was spotty and all that. And Rick and a bunch of other people of his ilk do that all the time, but still manage to stay on top of things. I'm still digging out of my hole from going on that trip. Yeah. So I wanted to ask Rick, how do you do that, man? How do you spin all these plates and be in multiple places at once? How does that work?
Well, first of all, we're leaving for India in a few hours. I've been home for 5 days. And before that, we were in Florida doing 2 workshops, 2 seminars, and a big project that you'll hear about shortly. So I was only home for 5 days. But the key, I think, is to just don't get behind. Like, I don't go to sleep when I'm on a trip as far as the pictures go before I've picked the best pictures of that day, labeled those pictures, and I may never look at the other pictures again. But I know at the end of each day what my best pictures are. So when I get back, I don't have like hundreds or thousands of pictures to go through. Yeah. So as far as keeping on top, I don't send out a week before I go someplace. I don't send out any emails because I don't want anyone sending me emails. So I want to cut down on that.
Yeah.
So I cut down on those emails that I send out, even though I might want to. And when I'm on location, I check email as much as possible. Like we land in Heathrow, we're there for 2 hours. And we're on this train in India. It's called the Palace on Wheels or the Southern Splendor. Cool. And they have internet on that. And because they have internet and Wi-Fi, we could talk to my son. We could, I could check things, at the end of the day or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing is to realize that it's not that important. Yeah. You see what's going on, Frederick, around the world. And, if someone needs a picture and it's on my hard drive and I can't get in the picture and if I miss a sale, it's not that important.
Yeah.
You have to have fun.
It's prioritization, right? So when you travel, we talked about this. I think maybe it may even been you and I talking about this, but when you the machine of Rick Sammon, like when you go on an adventure like this, you're going with your wife and you guys are going to have a fantastic time. How much of that is Rick Sammon, the photographer, gathering assets to teach against later? And how much of it is Rick Sammon enjoying the time with his beautiful wife?
Well, it depends. Like every question anyone asks me, it depends. Like if you asked me that question, it would be one answer. If Susan asked me that question, it would be another answer. So I think that kind of sums it up, right?
Yeah.
But she's great. She's the best assistant. In my new book here, I give her such a big thank you because
which book is that? Do I have that book?
Yes, you have this one, Creative Visualization.
Oh, yes, I have it. It's right there. Yep.
Oh, thanks. Anyway, she's such a big help. So we have all the cameras, and she helps me switch lenses and helps me, find the shot. She's a great iPhone photographer.
Yeah.
And she carries the stuff, and she knows that we have to get good. We have to get good pictures for my books, my seminars, for my online training, for my blog posts, and the thing is, when you've been doing this as long as I have, I don't want to say it's not that hard, but it's you don't get bogged down in the f-stops and the shutter speeds. You kind of like just
it's internalized. That's a pro, right? It becomes like muscle memory.
And you take way fewer shots. Actually, people on the workshops that I go on, someone asked me, Rick, how come you're not shooting? I said, well, the shot's not there. Why am I going to take 10,000 pictures if all I want is a few good shots? And that's real. Well, most people, as I'm sure you know, Frederick, overshoot, right?
Yeah.
I mean. So
yeah, spray and pray. All right, so here's the last question for this, and thanks for doing this, by the way. I put you on the spot to do this, so thank you. So you hit on one thing that you guys are going out there and you're taking photos, and she's shooting with her iPhone, and you're gathering material, raw material that's going to be synthesized into books or workshops or training and all that stuff later.
Yep.
what does that make the trip in terms of the IRS? You know, is it a work trip? Is it fun?
Well,
Can you write it off?
Yes, because it's through our business and everything. You know, I'll probably get five magazine articles out of this, plenty of blog posts, and I have a new book coming out. Actually, it'll be out in Photo Plus by Photo Plus, and it's called Evolution of an Image. And what that book is about, and this book just came out in April. What this book is about is, you know, what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, like if the weather's bad or whatever, or we're taking malaria medicine and all the stuff that you have to do. And then I talk about the shooting, and then I talk about the processing. So I'm having so much fun writing this book, Evolution of an Image. Might be, I thought that was my favorite book, Creative Visualization, but this is, it's fun.
I love it. I love it. Well, I said that was going to be my last question. Let me ask one more question.
Sure.
Publishing. We're seeing lots of shifts in the publishing industry, which I'm sure you've heard about. You know, lots of things are happening that's, you know, kind of scary for people that are writing dead tree or paper-based books these days. Where do you fall on that? I mean, you're a prolific writer. You've got, I don't know how many books out there. Well, what does this mean for you?
This next one's number 37. Well, this book and this next book is, they're also available in the Kindle version.
Okay. Yeah. So you're digital too.
And I think, you know, no one's going to pay. This book is, I don't know how much it is here. Say it's like $40. Well, actually, it's $25 on Amazon here, or in bookstores it might be more. In Australia, if someone wants this, they have to ship it from here. It costs a fortune. Right. So that's why the Kindle versions and the ebook versions are so important. You know, I have ebooks too. All our friends have ebooks. Yep. The advantage to having this is the best calling card. A paper book is the best calling card.
It legitimizes you as, it's weird though, right? It legitimizes you as, oh, you're a real author versus someone who created a PDF, which may be similar, but having the faith of that publisher to invest in you and create this thing says something. Well,
yeah, and you know, we take it for granted. You know, 100 people who write books. I know 100 people who write photo books. But for someone, you know, maybe in a tourist office somewhere who doesn't know 100 people who write books, you send them a book. Wow, this guy has his name on a book. This guy writes books, and it also shows that you're a hard worker.
Yeah. And it opens the doors for speaking as well, right? Because it's, you know, it's Rick Sammon photographer is Rick Sammon educator, published author, photographer, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. Lends a lot of weight. So when are you guys taking off? You're right after this call?
We're taking off in a few hours. We got, it's a 6-hour flight to Heathrow, a 3-hour layover, 9.5-hour flight to India, then an 8-hour layover in a hotel until we get on the train.
Cool. Are you going to be publishing stuff on the go? Or are you going to wait till you get back to share?
Actually, I should do it exclusively through you guys.
Why not?
Okay. Let me see how the internet is. That would be fun.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know. I would love to help you get the word out. That's going to be a crazy adventure.
Well, you are doing amazing things. You know, I knew you when.
I knew you when. No, I knew you when you were already a giant. So yeah.
You know, actually, people say that to me when they meet me. They say, you're a lot taller in person than you look on the web.
Yeah, you're a lot taller than 640 by 480.
Hey, listen, let's give our friend Chris out of Chicago a plug. You're going to be there at the show, right?
We're both going to be there, yeah, out of Chicago. When is that show, Rick Sammon?
It's June 23rd to 25th.
That's what I thought. And I thought it was June. Yeah. 23rd to 25th, and you're the keynote speaker for that, right?
I'm the keynote, and a lot of great photographers are going to be there. And Chris Smith is just this young kid is dedicated, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's like and Chris and I have talked at length. I'm in awe of what he's doing, and that's why I wanted to be involved in it. And he's building something that's like the next generation of conference. You know, it feels like you've seen these conferences before, and now he's gone to all of them, and he said, you know what? If I was to build a conference, it would be like this. And then he built it. You know, he went and built it. It's crazy.
And, you know, he's a physics teacher, high school physics teacher, which is a full-time job. So he's doing this, and he's doing one in New York, And we're talking about doing some other things. And he has a new app, Out of Chicago app.
Oh, I didn't know about the app. Is that on?
Yeah.
That's on the iTunes store now?
Yeah, Out of Chicago. So isn't it great, like being associated with all these people, like, right?
Yep.
They're dedicated, interesting, enthusiastic, talented.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, and it's, like-minded people that are like trying to do stuff. It's not, you want to paint a picture of everything we're doing is altruistic and,
Right.
we're just trying to give it's business. All this stuff is business, but we're lucky enough to be in business doing the stuff that we love, and the stuff that we love just so happens to help everyone else too.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yep, you gotta love it. Well, cool, Rick. So what's a plug for you? What's coming up next for you?
Well, if I don't get malaria in India,
You got your shots, right? You got everything?
I got the pills. We got the Malarone. We got the typhoid pills. We got all this stuff.
Well,
After that, I'm just working on a couple of other trips. I have a pretty cool trip with Abercrombie and Kent down to Antarctica at the end of the year. So that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, you guys. I love how it just rolls off the tongue. Yeah, I'm going to the one of the poles of the earth, at the end of the year. Just gonna hang out with the penguins for a while.
But I've worked hard. I mean, I've worked hard my whole life.
Yes, you have. Yeah, you deserve this, definitely, and more. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. Yeah, and best of luck on this trip. Take lots of photos. Are you going to do video at all, or are you just going to do stills?
Definitely do both. Do both.
Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely. The multimediographer in Rick Sammon. Okay, dude. Have a good trip and be safe.
Take care, my friend.
Okay. See ya.